Alrighty, welcome back everybody that decided to stick on around for from the LVC Rainbow Six match. If you are here from that, that was a phenomenal one to watch. If you're a fan of LVC, they had a very close one in map number 1, 7-5. They had to make a bit of a comeback to get into that one, and they did exactly that. And then in map number 2, they had control the entire way throughout, starting up 5-0 and managing to close it out 7-2. Huge stuff from the boys over there. But we are done with that for right now. We have Rocket League on deck. They will be taking on Kansas State I think it's Kansas State University. I don't know why they'd be called Kansas State College. But if you saw the logo, it's the Kansas State, you would know. It's the Division I Kansas State, the ones that play in like the Big 12 or whatever it is. Pac-12, I think, is actually their conference. I don't really remember. I don't know conferences very well, but either way, we are waiting for I'm waiting for an invite into the lobby at least, seeing if everything is ready on up for these two teams. Obviously, the new update just came out. The new roster, or not new roster, sorry, the new ranked season just came out as well for the game. So players definitely looking to get into that, play their placements, and find where they're at and get better. Grind on out into the higher up ranks. Obviously, the Team 1 of LVC, we all know where they are at. Or at least vaguely we know where they're at when it comes to their skill rating. But that doesn't even matter. Right? At least right now. It doesn't even matter. It literally just does not matter going into these games. Simply, it just does not. So we will see how things go on for this LVC team as they look to bounce back a bit in the NACE Star League, as they are playing the Varsity Premier side of things this time around. Last match we saw with R6 was Varsity Plus. This is Varsity Premier, two different things. Same conference, but different league, or different like type of thing. And this is where LVC is currently 2-2. They have losses to Maryland and St. Clair. Two very good losses to have, I will say. Those two teams are some of the best teams in the country. I say country. St. Clair is technically Canadian, but I like to say country. They're a CRL team, or at least they're close to a CRL. I think they're still a CRL team right now. So good 3-1 loss to have. Not that you want to lose, but I mean they played very, very well. And they had Fuzzy in that game. They didn't even have Magars. They had Fuzzy. So that was certainly a good one to have if you are the side of LVC. And it looks like Fuzzy Wuzzy will be making a play in again tonight. We will have, unfortunately, Frenchie is feeling a bit under the weather, so he is not going to be playing tonight. The team will be subbing in Fuzzy Wuzzy. And we saw he had a solid performance when he played against Edinburgh, and when he had to go up against St. Clair, I mean, he was the man of the hour, and especially in that game 1. They had to make a comeback, and he answered the call, and he took it very, very well. He didn't really answer back, if you know the one from Geno Smith. Lovely man himself. Speaking of their opponent, though, Kansas State University, they are currently struggling in the NACE Star League. They are 1-3. They have a 3-1 loss to Miami-Dade College, a 3-1 loss to Maryland, and a 3-0 loss to University of Cincinnati. Their win comes against UNCW, which is University of North Carolina at Wilmington. I don't know a whole lot about that school, but I know they've been around the scene for a little bit. Going to LVC's schedule, they have played a few similar opponents. They won in Game 5 against University of Cincinnati, which that was on this stream. I do remember that because that was almost a reverse sweep. LVC took that in Game 5. They lost to Maryland in a 3-0. They beat Miami-Dade in a 3-0. Then they lost 3-1 to St. Clair, as I was just talking about. This is their second to last NACE matchup for the regular season. They have this one, and then they have UNCW on Monday? Yeah, on Monday, the 13th. So we will see how that one goes. We are waiting for, as I had said, we are waiting for Fuzzy Wuzzy to update his game. Also, the Kansas State players aren't in the lobby yet, so we kind of have to wait for them too. Whether they were invited or not might be a different story, but that's another question for another day. But yeah, this Kansas State roster has been struggling a little bit. Looking at their series though, at least when it comes to their MDC series, they were all one-score games. They won game 1 2-1, and then From there, they lost the next 3, 3-2, 4-3, 4-3. So nothing to scoff at there. And looking at the ranks of these players, very, very spread apart. So right now, looking at it, at least from what their reported ranks are, they have Red, who is Supersonic Legend, SSL, Orbs, who is Champ 3, and Alpha 33, who is GC3. That is an interesting rank disparity. I like it, though. I think the dynamic could work. I don't know if they're in NECC or not, so I don't know what they're doing over there. And if they are, they may even be doing well, as NACE doesn't really account well for these skill differences. Like, MDC is in our division, and nothing against MDC, but like, their team is GC1, C1, and C3. They should not be in this division. Like, the lowest ranked players outside of them are like GC3 or like C3 at least. Like C3 average at least. So I don't know how NACE does their rankings or like their placements for the divisions, but like, it is horrible. I mean, I've been talking smack on NACE pretty much all night, but like, their system is, they need to, there's some things that they really should be improving, to put it lightly, I will admit. And it looks like the other, you can see there in chat from Frenchie himself, that the other team may be, I would assume he means the other team there, would be running a bit late. I didn't have chat open for a second, but yeah, I'm excited, though. I always like watching this LVC team. It's unfortunate that we can't get the full roster in tonight, but in an understandable situation, and it's not a very high-stress game, especially right now because St. Clair and Maryland are both 4-0 in the division. So, like, I think it's only top 2. It's like top 2 or top 3 that auto-advance to playoffs. And to be quite honest, St. Clair and Maryland are already top 2 because they're both 4-0. I don't really know how the playoffs work. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but if it is top 3, LVC have a chance. They're currently tied with University of Cincinnati, who is also 2-2. And looking at their schedule, they have Maryland and MDC next, so that's likely a 1-1, I would imagine, for them. So they'll probably end at 3-3. LVC have a good chance to end at 5-3. Which would put them into at least 3rd place. And I really think that that's crucial, at least if I'm remembering the placements correctly. It may be top 2. It may even be top 1. And if it's top 1, that battle with St. Clair and Maryland is going to be a good one. I know they are both CRL quality team and certainly of great variety there. Looking at some other divisions, I was going to look at other divisions, but that's just too much effort. There are 9 Eastern Conferences, and then there's just West Central Conference, and there's still only like 8 teams. Not even. Yeah, so there's 9 Eastern Conferences in NACE, or at least in NACE Varsity Premier. There's 9 Eastern Conferences, and then there's 1 extra conference, which is West-Central, and there's 7 teams. There's not even 8 teams. Like, every other division has 8 teams, and there's 7 in the West Central Conference. That is very interesting to think about there. Which, speaking of 17 conferences, or 7-team conferences, the conference that LVC is in is also a 7-team conference. Looking at it, I think they're one of the only ones too. I could be. I don't know. It's very weird. NACE confuses me. I like NACE, but I hate NACE at the same time. It's just like, it's such a weird way they go about doing things. Like, it throws me off having 9 conferences that are all called East Conference. And then they're just numbered. That's, like, the only difference. And they're also not organized by, like, skill level. So, like, a team like MDC would probably do well in, like, I don't know, maybe, like, East 5 or something. But, like, they decide, you know what, just throw them in with these guys based on, I don't know. I think they minutely take into account your rank. I think that's how it works. Like, they minutely take your rank into account. And that's just kind of how they decide it. Looking into the schedule for tomorrow, as we wait for Kansas State and Fuzzy Wuzzy to be ready here. looking at the schedule for tomorrow, we have NACC getting back into play. Obviously, it takes place on Fridays, or as it has taken place on Fridays for the entire semester, like normal. We will see we'll see the Rocket League team back in action. They will take on Howard Community College. They've played this team a lot. They've played this team like 6 times, I feel like, in the past 2 semesters. A very fun one to watch. Although the Howard roster did change a fair bit, so I don't know what to expect going into that. I said that with the Alvernia one too, because Alvernia changed their roster, and that was a 5-game like banger. Like that was a great series to watch. That was a really fun one to watch, and like LVC just barely pulled that one out. But tomorrow we'll have that, and then off stream will be our Rocket League Team 3. They will take on Marywood at 6. They did get promoted actually. They are in emergence now, as they did take their division last semester in NACC Navigators. So they end up getting promoted to emergence. They will take on Marywood tomorrow at 6. And also at 7 p.m. will be Rocket League Team 2 taking on Fairfield. I think it's Fairfield University. It's either Fairfield University or Fairfield College. One of the two. But that will also be taking place at 7. They are in Challengers Central Atlantic. I think it's Central Atlantic. Either way, Team 1 and Team 2 are both in Challengers. Someone is in Central Atlantic. And it is actually Team 3 is in Emergence Central Atlantic. And Team 1 is in Challengers Central Atlantic. Team 2 is in Challengers North Atlantic. Divisions are really weird. They like NECC. NECC is better. It's just their division names are kind of throw me off sometimes. Like last semester, the one that threw me off the most was like Valorant being put into the Challengers Gulf Coast division, and it's like the entire division was Florida teams minus us and Bryant and Stratton, who is in Virginia, and like we're in Pennsylvania. We have the closest ocean's in New Jersey. Like that doesn't make sense. But that's NECC is at least organized decently. But that'll be it tomorrow. At least for tomorrow, that'll be all the matches that we have going on. I would assume one of the players, I think Jump for Life streams. So I'll try to get a link out for that tomorrow. I'll see if I remember to ask him or not for his stream link. And if I do, I'll put that out, because I know he streams on YouTube, so it's different. It's not just like a consistent Twitch link. Rocket League Team 2 might have a stream as well. I think Bichette's streams for Rocket League Team 2. I don't remember though. I also don't know I don't know who they're gonna play with, because I think they have their 3 set, but they do sometimes play with subs. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Looking into next week. Next week is where it gets a bit chaotic. I have the schedule. Let me just put this in the middle monitor. There are a lot of matches that are going down next week after, since this week was spring break for us, we had a lot of reschedules get put to next week. And it all starts on Monday, where there are 6 total matches. We have Rocket League Team 2 taking on Columbia International at 7. Rocket League Team 3 taking on Shawnee State Club at 7. Call of Duty taking on Brock University at 7:30, which I believe that one will be on stream here. Overwatch will take on Kettering at 8 p.m. Rocket League Team 1 will take on University of North Carolina at Wilmington at 8:30. And Call of Duty will take on Farmingdale State at 9. So the stream schedule is going to be really weird this week. I don't know off the top of my head what's going to happen. I think for at least as it stands right now, it'll be Call of Duty at 7:30, and then UNC or Rocket League Team 1 against UNCW at 8:30. And if time allows, then Call of Duty against Farmingdale State at 9. But like, that's Farmingdale State. They're like, I think, ranked 9th in CCL, maybe higher, because they're just like apparently really gross. I've not seen a lot of their play, but apparently they're disgusting. Tuesday of next week, we have a really good matchup. We have Valorant taking on Alvernia for the first seed in Appalachian Conference. That is the last match of Appalachian Conference play for the Valorant team, and the winner of that will take first place. I really don't see Alvernia losing to like Hood. I think it is. They're the last team that they play in Val, because Hood Val is very mid. I'm not even meaning that in a bad way. That's genuinely like their team. They have not been doing well at App Conference. But that match will be for first seed. And Call of Duty will also take on Ontario Tech at 8:30. So very likely it'll only be Valorant that day because it's not going to finish in 30 minutes. That is probably going to be a three-map highly contested one, which is going to be a very, very fun map or fun series to watch. Then on Wednesday, we will have Rainbow Six taking on KUPP at 7. Overwatch taking on Messiah at 8. Halo takes on DePaul Blue in their first cross-conference matchup at 8. And Call of Duty takes on Butler Academy at 9:30 for NACE. Unfortunately, that match is going to be streamed. Apparently, that team is worse than the team we beat 250-0. That's a bit scary. As Thursday is the standard, we will just have Smash and Rainbow Six. It'll likely be a Smash versus Widener. That should be a very good matchup. And next Friday, we will have Rocket League Team 3 taking on Hood College. They skipped Team 2 and went straight to Team 3. Rocket League Team 1 will take on Northern Virginia Community College at 7. And Team 2 will take on Nicholas Green at 7. I think we may very well be finally able to get into this game. My brain has been melting trying to fill time, and I am terrible at it. Filling time is literally like painful for me. It is the one thing that I suck at. Like, I'm very mid at casting, but like I am horrid at filling time. I usually just throw it to a break just to bail me out. But I figured I'd see how far I could go with it. And it looks like we are finally into the game. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see there Fuzzy Wuzzy on the board for LVC. He's going to be filling in for Frenchie tonight. It's a challenge, but Red going to beat him out for it. Look at this reset from Red. Gets a decent touch off the ground there, but it's not really going to lead to much just yet. A good play, or a good push from Faithful there over to Magars. And you can see Fuzzy just a bit too short on the shot. So 33 going to try and get some control for the side of Kansas State, but quickly Fuzzy handing it on out. Gonna have another chance. Gonna leave this one for Faithful, but 33 intercepts. Red looking to redirect, but goes straight to the corner. Demo for Magars onto, I believe that was Red. That was 33. No one with too great of a chance just yet. Faithful off the ceiling. At least gets some space for Fuzzy, but not enough for a clean shot. So it'll be Magars picking things back up as Fuzzy now has to go for a save. 33 with a shot top left. And there you go. First goal of the series going to Kansas State. Great pass there into the midfield from Red. Going to allow for Kansas State to take a 1-0 lead in this series. LVC needs to find a way to respond, and it may just be a good start to it as Magars finds the demo. Fuzzy getting a bit too close to Magars there. Faithful still in the position to push, or at least keep it away. 33 has another chance, and he takes it. Another goal for Kansas State early. Bit of a misplay there from LVC. Fuzzy just tries to cut onto the ball, and he's not going to get there in time. So it'll be another goal for the side of Kansas State. Fuzzy gets a good 50. Magar's going to follow it up, but he's going to have to back down. Faithful rips it to the center. Doesn't get there. It's now Magar's trying to keep LVC alive here. Still 3.5 left, but look at that redirect, and look at that save. Good redirect and an even better save from Faithful. Now he's going to look to carry it out. Fuzzy trying to keep himself ahead, and he does a good job of contesting. Fuzzy tries to keep LVC out of their own half, and it's just been a tough one for LVC so far. They've been getting a bit aggressive on some of these touches, and it hasn't worked out for them. Magar's looking for a pass down to Faithful, and he rocks it into the back of the net. Finally, LVC getting on the board. 75 miles an hour. A great pass from Magars. Faithful flying in from left field. Managing to slam it into the back of the net. Now the deficit is only 1. As Fuzzy puts it off the backboard right for Faithful, and Faithful takes an easy one. That's basically just a layup right there. Faithful has no one near him. He'll take advantage of that every day of the week. Now 2:42 on the clock. It is a tied ball game. Demo there for Fuzzy. LVC continuing to stay aggressive as they've done all season. That's been their bread and butter, and it's worked very well. 33, trying to get this one off the backboard, and he does, but it's going to be a pinch after getting bumped. Red, though, keeping control, down to 33. Shot on the demo is going to lead to a goal. Kansas State keeping themselves ahead. Red coming in clutch there with that demo onto, I think that was Faithful, who certainly would have saved that shot otherwise. Can LVC respond? Faithful tries to get it out mid, and he does, but Magars turns away. Tries to go for the double, doesn't get there. Fuzzy, touch towards net. Magars looks for an angle, but 33 still here. Faithful just has to force himself to contest, and it at least works out for him. 50 there. Now Fuzzy downfield. It's been a bit of a sloppy one if you are LVC. Passing plays haven't been quite as connected. But we'll see if that picks up a bit later on here. Red looking to get this one into the center field. He does, but no one home for our Kansas State. Fuzzy almost gets that off to the side wall. Faithful manages to exploit the defense a bit there and get the hat trick. Good touch from Fuzzy. Puts it right into the hands of Faithful. He's going to put another one through. Fuzzy just has to play it safe. Will it pay off though as his shot comes in. Magars gets bumped by his own teammate. Off the ceiling there, not going to get much out of it. The touch from Fuzzy gets stolen. 33, trying to fly downfield, but at the end he's going to have to leave to Faithful. 60 seconds left on the clock. Only seeing something here. Fuzzy gets onto the wall. Red by himself looking for something. For Kansas State, they don't want to throw this one away. Magars though, gets a good touch out. Fuzzy tries to follow, doesn't get there. Still LVC in control for right now. Has a phenomenal pass downfield. Orbs, though, doesn't quite get there. Red gets bumped off. Touch 33 can't get there either. Kansas State's trying to buy time. 33 doesn't get the demo. Goes off the backboard. Anyone from Kansas State contest. It looks like 2 players will actually. Pass down to Faithful. Has his teammates here. Can they get a last-second goal? Bumps coming in from Faithful, but they're not going to quite be enough. Another chance for Magars. Look at the angle, but Red sends that one all the way to the midfield. We have overtime in game number 1. Magars looks to do it himself. Can he get the double? No. A bit too far away. Faithful going to whiff on that touch. Fuzzy very far ahead. Magars in net, at least back far enough to play defense. Pass all the way up to Red, downfield. Fuzzy keeping it out of the way for now. The bump gonna keep Orbs out of it. Faithful has no boost here. Magars gonna have to pick it up. Fuzzy looking to get a redirect, but he ends up getting 50. Orbs doesn't have boost either, so he's not gonna have a great chance at this. If he has boost there, that could have very well been GG's for game number 1, but we will continue as Fuzzy puts it in from the corner. What a shot from Fuzzy. I didn't even think that was on target. I thought he was trying to put that over to the center of the field, and somehow Orbs just doesn't get a good enough touch, and it goes straight into the back of his own net. And what a closeout from Fuzzy Wuzzy. That is just picture perfect if you are him. 3 goals from 33, 3 from Faithful. And 33 just not quite enough for his team. Actually, they have 2. I didn't even know they had 2 SSLs. I mean, that's impressive to me. Anyways, you can see the demos there, not insanely high. There's a lot of times where we see these demos from LVC be like a ludicrous number. Like we've seen, I think, 10 demos in a game from them before, which is something that's not, it's not common, at least at this level. It is common to an extent at the higher ups, but certainly has helped LVC, and we saw it helped them out there a little bit as well. Now with a 1-0 lead in this series, as a pinch almost finds its way to the back of the LVC net there from 33. But it'll be Magar's on the other side, coast to coast, almost gets it through. Faithful has to follow a bit too far on the top left. Got a second chance here. Pumped off it, but still managing to have great control of the car, keep himself in the way too. Continues to allow LVC to have chances, and that's gonna be Magar's putting in the first goal of game 2. Huge play from Faithful, just keeping himself in the way, not allowing a good clear to go out. And Fuzzy gonna hand it on over to Magars, who gets the shot on target. He's gonna steal that back left boost from Fuzzy there. And look to be a big part of this play is now he's gonna have control. Has to get it out towards the midfield. Not quite gonna get there. Orbs looking to counter, looking to respond, but 33 has to pick it up for him. Magars gets a touch out, but it's not really in a great spot position-wise to take much out of that. Faithful just lets it bounce off the backboard. A bit worried for a second, but certainly he had a better view of it than I did. Red launches one on bottom left, and it doesn't quite go. Huge shots on target for the side of Kansas State, but just barely missing the mark. Red with a chance, but Faithful gets there quick enough. Magar sends it away. 33 to control. Looking to carry it over. I thought he was going to flick, but he's not. Red looking for the shot. 33 misses the bump. Very calm defense if you are LVC. Doing it very slowly and allowing each player to get a good touch. It's really been helping them a lot here so far. Finally, Magar's getting a big clear out. That whip is going to allow Magars to have a chance to shoot, but he's not going to get there. Once again, Kansas State looking to find an answer. 50, just good enough for Faithful. Now Fuzzy Wuzzy on the offensive side of things. Not going to get much is a bit too big for him. Magars down to Faithful, rocket onto net, not going to go. Magars puts another one on, and that doesn't go either. Fuzzy doing a good job of staying in it. Allows Faithful to 50, and a shot comes on. It's a bit of a slow one, but Fuzzy knows just where to put that one. Great job keeping the play alive. Allows Faithful to put that into the center of the field. Magars or Fuzzy, whoever wanted that goal was given it. Now LVC have a 2-goal lead. Faithful tries to get a second touch there, but it'll only be a 50. Kansas State needs to find a way to control the midfield here. See if they can find each other for a play, but it's just been a tough one so far. Magars trades demo there. Actually, no, he does not. Red just gets a full demo. Faithful trying to carry it through. Magars is going to be the one up top. Looks for the reset, doesn't decide to use it. Trying to get a slow play and it's just not going to go his way. Unless he gets bumped off the touch, but really doesn't even need to be there. Now he's just going to toss it over to Magars. 83 intercepts, Faithful. A bit too pressed up as he finds the demo, so the pressure will be alleviated for now. Faithful going to take this one out. 33 though, trying to keep Kansas State here. Looks like he will for the time being. Red gets it to the center. Orbs though, a bit too far away. And to be quite honest, Orbs has been very, very quiet this entire series. Haven't really seen much of him in a lot of these plays. Looking for a pinch there, they don't get it. Red puts a shot towards the net, but really it's not going to do much. And a good touch from Magars towards this Kansas State net. Almost managed to sneak into the bottom right, but it's not going to go. Orbs gets a big touch out. Faithful gets bumped, and finally Orbs getting himself on the board. Fantastic bump, gonna allow Kansas State to keep themselves in it. 35 seconds left to do it. They can tie this one up, send it to OT. That's a good start off the kickoff. Fuzzy barely getting the save, and that's just such a poor touch there. I believe that was Red. And now it's gonna allow for a pass down to Fuzzy. It's just not fast enough. Another chance for Kansas State. Can Orbs get there? No, Faithful sends it away. Now he just has to hold on for the time being, and look at that pinch! Faithful. That very likely is the closer. What a pinch from Faithful there. Not what you want to see from Kansas State. 33 trying to make a play. Ends up doing quite the opposite. Shot though on net and into the goal. So Red still breathing life for Kansas State. A very tough kickoff there. Kansas State are still in this one. They could avoid what could be disaster. They just have a decent enough kickoff, and there you go. Fuzzy puts it all the way to the other side. Faithful puts another one through just to make sure. 0 seconds left, and Faithful makes it a 2-goal game. Game number 2 gonna go to LVC. It's been a fantastic series so far from Faithful. You can see there 3 saves, 26 bumps from Faithful. Great stuff so far out of the team. 2 for 4 from Faithful. He's 5 goals in this series so far. Now LVC just 1 game away from closing this series out. 33 with 4 saves by himself, but still 4 goals gonna go through. Not quite good enough. Everyone from LVC contributing to the goal count as well. 2 from Faithful, 1 apiece from Fuzzy and Magars. So head on over to game number 3 here. LVC gonna look to close this one out. Kansas State needs to find something to get back into it. It's gonna be a tough road. Magars has the first opportunity of the game. Gets a fast one, but Red managed to get himself back for the save. 33 though with not a very clean touch out. A bit slow on that. To allow LVC into their own half. Fuzzy leaves it down. But really get there. Red with a chance to shoot, but a great save from Faithful again. Gonna keep us at a clean sheet. And another save coming in there from Fuzzy. Faithful now chasing. Can he at least get the bump? He's not. Red looking for the solo, carries it from the coast. 33 slams it off the crossbar. Kansas State having a tough time shooting tonight. Feels like they're the ones that have been on spring break this whole week. So Orbs tries to get a touch out. It's not gonna go. Faithful Off the ceiling. Fuzzy back to Magars. Upper field for himself, off the corner. So far, no play just yet. Gonna allow for Red to get a big touch out, but not gonna be much else for the team, at least right now. Fuzzy gets bumped off of that one, so Kansas State may have something to go off of here. Red is very far back. Finally going to be put into the play, and he may actually be able to get a solo. He's looking for the net, but it's going to be saved again by Faithful. Strong defense so far from LVC, and series score shows it. Kansas State have not been able to find the back of the net very often. They have. LVC has responded. This may be another opportunity. Fuzzy gets a pinch off the wall. Going to be able to follow it. Magars doesn't beat 33. Fuzzy gets a back touch, and that's right into his own net. Looking for the back wall. Not what you like to see from the side of LVC, but Fuzzy just trying to keep it away. 33 gets credited with the goal there. Bit of a tough one, but still time for LVC to keep themselves in it. It is only a 1-goal lead. Faithful off the ceiling. There, but not really going to lead to much, at least right now. Stars pinch across. Faithful doesn't get the boom. So Fuzzy will be back on defense. It looked like he panicked a little bit. Had a bit of a struggle keeping that one ahead of him. Orbs looking for the double. Does he get there? No, Magar's going to get there first. And a shot comes in from Red. A bit too short. So now Faithful carries this one out. Fuzzy trying to do something here. Much as 33 puts it off of Magars to put that goal in. Now a 2-goal lead for Kansas State. Magars maybe not expecting the pass there. This 33 just slots it on in. Magars looking to respond with a double, but actually it's just going to be a pinch that almost goes into the Kansas State net. Now though, still a clean sheet, but how long? Magars doesn't quite get there. It's going to be a bit short once again. Magars looking for a pass in the midfield. It's going to be 33 though. The demos are there. 33 has the double. That's another goal for Kansas State. 3-0, 1:21 remaining. Kansas State looking to run away with game number 3 and keep themselves alive here. 33 having a great map. All 3 goals for the side of Kansas State right now. As most of their goals in the series as a pair. Fuzzy launches one at the Kansas State net. Not going to go, just a bit too wide. Fuzzy tries to get another pass going there, and one zero connect. We see have not really had a response for 33 in this game. He's been having a great one so far, especially after that own goal from Fuzzy. Really where things started to kick off is 33 on the ball again, but it's not really going to be much. Live open space there. Faithful just tries to get the touch out. 33 lobs another one at the net, but that one's a bit further off. Faithful looking to carry it, tries to get this double off the wall, doesn't get there. So certainly Kansas State gonna stay alive for now. Send it to game 5, look for the reverse sweep. Fuzzy at least putting one in. 12 seconds left. Would have to be a crazy one if LVC want to take it. Not out of the realm of possibility, but certainly unlikely. if you are Kansas, or if you are LVC, you need a goal basically off the kickoff. It's not going to happen. Fuzzy gets the save, keeps the scoreline at least a bit more respectable than what it was at one point. And Faithful not going to be able to carry it. It's not really going to matter anyways. Kansas State take game number 3. And we'll now be at a 2-1 scoreline. A 3-1 scoreline in game number 2, or game number 3. 3 goals on 2 shots from 33. 6 shots from Red as well. Maybe if Red can catch some fire here, he may be able to help add to that goal count for the side of Kansas State. But we shall see, as looks like Fuzzy Wuzzy's, or someone's game going to crash. Looks like Faithful will have crashed there, so we will have to wait to get into game number 4 for just a second. Looking a bit more into the stats there. I mean, not even a whole lot to speak of. 5 saves from the side of LVC, but 3 goals go in regardless. And really outside of that, there's not much to talk about. Kansas State finally bringing things back, though, giving themselves some life in the series. As LVC looks to close this series out. Still, it will be 2-1 at the moment. So now the players are finally joining back in. Just a quick restart. I believe it was Faithful's game that crashed, so just had to let him get back into it. Here we go. Game number 4. Still anyone's ball game in 33. Tries to slide it in off the kickoff, but it will be saved by Faithful. They'll pass, no one home, but there is for Kansas State. Red rips one on, but not going to be good enough. Kansas State look like a much different team now. Look like they're getting much more aggressive, finding each other a bit better. Will this be the difference maker for Kansas State? As Orbs almost gets the double. Red's going to be in the LVC net. Now the pacing just looks so much different for this Kansas State squad. But so far, LVC managing to keep the sheet clean. Going to be a one-on-one with Red there. Now turn around, 33, the last player back for Kansas State. Red has a chance to shoot, but I believe that was a bit off, so it wasn't quite an open net, but certainly a decent opportunity. Already seeing a much higher paced game number 4 than we've seen previously in this series. Red here trying to bleed out Faithful. At least get the touch that he needs. Orbs off the backboard, 33 not in position. There's Red. Faithful with a launcher of a shot. Fantastic pass from Magars there to Faithful. Again, linking up for a great goal. All the way from midfield. He lobbed that from half court. And it still went right at the top of the net. Phenomenal shot. And LVC are ahead here. Game number 4. Pass goes to the midfield. 33 following behind. Red looks to shoot. Gets blocked by Magars. Now Orbs over to Red. What can he put on? Very light shot. So gets saved again, this time by Fuzzy Wuzzy. 33 managed to fake out Magars. Have a chance. Now he takes a shot, but Faithful is there. Faithful has had some fantastic saves in this series. There's just another one there. Pass Pass over to Red. Fuzzy contesting, just keeping Red out of the way. Leaves the Faithful and Magars, and the play is there. The veterans of the squad linking up once again. Faithful with the pass out mid. Magars going up for it. Faithful demos that only player that had a chance. That was Orbs, by the way. And that's going to give LVC a 2-0 lead. LVC looking to shut down Kansas State in this map and in this series. Faithful off the ceiling. No one capitalized for LVC just yet. Red tosses one downfield. Fuzzy sends it to the corner. Now Magars wants to make a play, but that's going to be a back touch from Orbs, and he's going to lob it up for Faithful, who puts it through. Faithful, so many goals this series. And there's another one. Just a really tough one there if you're Orbs. Faithful just extending the lead for LVC. Red has a chance to bring it back down to 2, but Faithful is there. A huge touch out. Magars, these bumps Orbs out of the way. It's not going to be much else. Pinch comes in. Red going to meet Magars in the air. So Orbs has a chance to get a couple touches out. Fuzzy tossed away. So Faithful puts it on out. LVC taking commanding control of this game. That's exactly what they needed to do. They want to close out this series. Now they're just making things a bit sketchy downfield. Trying to take as much time off the clock as they can. Maybe put another one into the back of the net if they can. They're more than content with this type of lead, especially with a minute remaining. Another one goes towards the net. Not quite yet though for LVC. Red trying to keep it in the LVC half, but you're going to need to do a bit more than that if you want to come back here. You're going to need a goal, and you're going to need it now. Unlike JJ Wentworth, I don't think they're available right now for a goal. Just keeping it into the half of Kansas State. Certainly LVC going to be able to close this one out at this rate. They are just contesting every single touch. Magars doesn't quite get there. A good pinch from 33. Red puts one downfield, but Faithful wants to keep this at 0 for Kansas State. That will be game number 4, and that will be the series. LVC going to take it in a 3-1 as the ball hits the ground there. Kansas State still continuing to struggle in the NACE Varsity Premier Division in the East 3 Conference, where you can see there LVC putting on a show in the last one to shut down Kansas State and to shut them out of the series. And LVC closes it out. They move to 3-2, a very crucial one for them to win there, as they will now be at that 3rd seed. Like I said, I don't really remember if it's 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, or if it's just 1st and 2nd, but either way, still a good one to win, a good win to have. And now they will be in 3rd place solely in the NACE Varsity Premier Division in that East 3 Conference. We'll have to see how that storyline kind of develops down the season, but we will be back here tomorrow night with another matchup for LVC Rocket League. They will be taking on their friends over at Howard Community College. We will see you guys back here tomorrow night for that, and that will be it for us, at least for the night here. Have a